Assalamu alaikum to Dr. Aslam Muhammad Zaini. My name is Mohammed Kaka Ahmed. I'm here to explain to you the uses, how Microsoft Excel is being used in regressions, or how to use regression analysis using Microsoft Excel. So, and before I proceed, multiple regression is an extension of simple regressions that allow us to consider many variables to get a better predictions. And before we can proceed, there are some things that we need to understand before you can use multiple regressions. Simple linear regression, one slope, the naught minus y-intercept, and the least square line regression line. How to calculate the least square line regression line or outline, R square coefficient of determination, and R correlation coefficient, and lastly the hypothesis text for B1. Welcome to this tutorial. So let us go to Microsoft Excel using regression. So this is the question, the example we want to look into using Microsoft Excel. So, but before we can start, let me introduce some aspect of Excel to you, the functions of Microsoft Excel. So therefore, let's go to the format, and after going to format, you see all these items display. So you can choose any one of your choice. But before we can choose, you have to click on any line that you want to make use of, so that all these will be on the column of the table. So you click on the format. After clicking on the format, select any one of your choice. So this dialog box is going to display. After displaying this, so you will see my table as header. Make sure you check it. If it is not checked, and you click continue. And you see it has been displayed a table for yours in digitized. So you click out. Therefore, let me still introduce another thing to you. You click on the table to allow you to generate a line for you to calculate the sums and average and others, meaning minimums and maximums of the numbers you are making use of in digital form. So you click. After you have clicking, you can see it has making a line here. So you can now check. Okay, so therefore, this is the question we want to treat. Want to treat. So suppose we want to perform these functions, performances of the personalities and the skill. So therefore, to record the performances with the skill and the personality score for 20 machines are observed in indications in the tables, as you can see. So we have y and we have x1 and we have x2. So therefore, we are to calculate y and x1 and x2. So therefore, using Microsoft Excel. So we want to use formula to calculate all this. Y minus y1, y minus y squared. So equals to this guy, which is y, dependent variable. So divided by the total numbers of the sum or the average of the y. But before we can do that, let us make sure that all these have been selected. So therefore, it will allow us to perform the function and the operation we want to perform. So what is the average? This is the average. The average is 3.25, and if you approximate this, it will give you 3.3. So if you find the sum is 65. So therefore, these are the two items that we want to predict. So let's initiate another line here, which is going to be our 25, which is going to be our sum. So therefore, let's go on. To calculate x1, x minus 1, we have to use the formula equals to y which is 1, minus the average, which is this. So therefore, you click enter, and you can see that it has been given us automatically. It generates this one for us automatically, and you proceed to the next one. So the next one is y minus y square, and this is our y square. So equals to, without wasting our time, equals to this guy, which is y, okay, multiplied by the same guy, which is this. So and then you click enter, and you can see it has generated this one for us automatically. So you now find what is x1. Our x1 is 40, and let's find the average of this. The average is this. Are you getting it? The average is this, okay, and the sum is this, okay. So the average, let's initiate another line. Since our average is 51.9, okay, so and our sum is equal to this one, okay. So x1 multiplied by x1 will give us equals to x1. Our x1 is equal to 40, okay, minus minus the sum, which is this. You click on it and you click enter. You can see what is give us minus 998, which is the average, but we are not using the average. We want to use we want to use this average, not the sum. So you can equally change it automatically, and the Excel will do that for you automatically without using mathematical calculator. So the next one is x1 multiplied by x1. So you multiply x1 by x1, so equals to, don't forget the equals to this guy multiplied by the same guy. Getting it? And you click enter, and it will give you this automatically. So the next one is x2. What is our x2? Let's check our sum, okay, and this is our average, and this is our sum. So if it is sum, this is our average. Let's initiate our average also. Our average is 32.75. So that so this one is average, this one is sum. Are you getting it? So therefore, x2 multiplied by x2 equals to x2, okay, x2 minus the sum. So you click enter, and you do this one for us. If it is sum, let's check. So that is sum, and this is average. So you can equally check to change if it is sum and if it is average. So, and we have to okay. So that is sum, that is the average, okay. That is the average, and this is the sum. Sum is equal to 655. If we check, our sum equals to 655, our average equals to this, okay. So let's go on. So the next one is x2 multiplied by x2. Our x2 equals to, okay, equals to x2 multiplied by x2 multiplied by the same guy, okay, and you click get that, and they give us the answer automatically without using a biro or anything to that will avoid that will cause us some errors. So what is our x1? Our x1 is 40 equals to, okay, 40, okay, multiply by, okay, multiply by y. What is our y? Our y is 1. So, and it will give us this one automatically. Okay, so the next one is x2 multiplied by y. Okay, so what is our x2 equals to? Our x2 is 25 multiplied by y. What is our y? Our y is 1. So, and then you click enter and it will generate for us automatically. The next one is x1 equals to x1. What is our x1? Our x1, this is our x1, y, this is our x1, equals to x1, this is our x1, multiplied by x2, this is our x2, and then you click enter, and it will give us this. So therefore, we have eventually got the whole. So what is the sum and the average of all these? This is the sum, this is the average, okay, and this is the sum, this is the minimum, this is the sum, okay. So this one also, this is sum, so okay, this one also, this is the sum, okay. So therefore, let's use the formula to calculate the x1y minus x1, that is x1y minus x1 multiplied by expression y all divided by n. So therefore, let's put it here. So our x1, what is our x1? Our x1 is 3. Let's check. Our x1y is 3. Okay. So equals to, don't forget using the formula because we are not doing it manually. So x1y, okay, minus x1y. Where is our x1y minus, okay, minus x1, and our x1, where is our x1? Our x1, where is our x1? x1 equals to this guy. Let's see if it is going to do it for us because we have not digitizing it. So let's go back and digitize. Okay, this one is our x1 sum. Okay, including this one. Okay, so and this one, some of these. Okay, so let's go on. So therefore, our x1y, our x1y is this. So equals to, don't forget, equals to this minus, okay, minus x1. What is our x1? This is our x1 Okay, this is our x1 multiplied by the numbers of my prediction, or divided by numbers of the observed. Okay, and you click enter. So, and this is the figure it generated for us. So let us bold it. Let's increase the size of the font. Okay, okay, so that is x1y. So the next one is x2y. So the next one is x2y. The next one is x2y. Next one is x2y. Okay, the next one is x2y. Our x2y is this x2y. So equals to x2y, okay, minus, don't forget, and x2. What is our x2? Our x2 is 655. Okay, where is it? Our x2 is our x2. Here is it. Okay, multiply by numbers of the average there, or divided by the total number of prediction will give us x2. So that is 90. 90. Let's increase the size a little so that we'll be able to see it. Okay, so the next one is to find x1 and x2. x1 and x2. Our x1 and x2. Okay, our x1 and x2 is x1 and x2. Let's check x1 and x2. Okay, so equals to, okay, equals to x1 and x2, okay, minus, don't forget, minus x1 and x2, minus x1 and x2, that is x1. Where is our x1? Our x1, our s1, let's check. Okay, let's check to change from the average to sum. So what is our x1? Here is our x1. Our x1, what is the sum of our x1? Put it here, and 0, 3, 8. Okay, let's change this one to the average. Okay, so let's go on. So equals to, since that one is equals to x1 and x2, x1 and x2, okay, minus, okay, that is x1. Our x1 is this, okay, multiply by the multiply by uh okay, where is x2? This is our x2. Let's check. This is our x2. Okay, all divided by the total numbers of the previous observer, and we click enter. And this is what we arrive on. So therefore, let's increase the size. Okay, so we have finally got this. Okay, so when you increase average, it will start changing. So the more you increase, the more you change any figure, it will affect the, are you getting it? So the more you change it, the more you change the figure. Okay, so that is the essence of Excel. Okay, the more you change it, the more you change from the average, it will affect the whole figure. Okay, it's changing. You can see it's changing. Okay, so that is the essence of using the formula. So therefore, we have successfully getting the average of this. So what is the average of this? What is the sum? Okay, what is the average? What is the sum? Okay, what is the sum? Okay, okay, what about this one? Average. What is the sum? Okay, is the sum. Okay, what is the average? What is the sum? Okay, what is the average? What is the sum? Okay, what is the average? What is the sum? Okay, okay. So let's go to how to calculate regression. So therefore, this one is changing. Okay, let's do this one again. Okay, equals to, you see it equals to x1 and x2. Okay, before you can change, let's change this one to the average or sum. Okay, equals to x1 and x2 minus, okay, x1. What is our x1? X1 Okay, you have tempered with 1. Okay, what is our x1? Our x1 okay, as the sum equals to this one and x2, okay, minus, okay, minus x1. Our x1 is this, okay, multiply by the total this one, which is the x2, all divided by the total numbers of so you click enter. That is the answer. So let's go to the regression. Insert, or you go to the data analysis. So you look for the data, the regression. You click on the OK to display this dialog box for you. Make sure you select all x1, x2, and x1 and x2. So select x2. Okay, you go to the input x range. Our x2, you select x2. Make sure you select, otherwise you will not get the total prediction. You label, you check on the label. You check on the output range. If you want the output to be displayed on the page we are currently using, but since we are using we have some other formulas on the current page we are using, so we don't need to output the output on the current page we are using. So we check on the new page. Okay, so we check on the residual and we check on the normal probability plots, and we also check on the lines of the feet of the scatter plot. So you click on OK. If you are satisfied, you click OK. So you can see the result has been displayed. So this is the total, the line feet plots, and you can see from the calculation from what we have just plotted, you will discover that the least square line has been fitted on the graph, and the normal probability, you can see the sloping. Okay, and look at the output of our regressions, the multiple regressions. Okay, so you double check. So this is the multiple regression figure, the statistics of multiple regression, the adjustments, R square, the standard errors, and the numbers of the observed. Okay, and this is the regressions standard, and this is the residual, and this is the totals. And you can see the observed prediction is equal to 40 residual, and the percentage is 40, and you can see it here. And this is the output of what the calculation we have been doing this morning. And you can see. Thank you, and God, thank you for watching. Bye bye.